Welcome into Prize Picks. Well, I don't call it Prize Picks on 5 anymore. We call it Prop 5. I'm Ethan Skolnick. You can follow me at Ethan J. Skolnick and at 5 Reasons Sports. Got David Eversole. You can follow him at David W. Eversole. We're going to tell you to download the Prize Picks app. You can do it from the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store or from PrizePicks.com. Again, use the code 5, and this is the difference. This is what we want to tell you about today before we get to some of these Wednesday props. PrizePicks has changed its promo. Still legal in the state of Florida. Still can play up to 4 players together. Set your lineups across the different sports. The difference now is instead of a deposit match, they're handing you $50. Basically what happens is once you sign up with the code 5, all you got to do is play $5. Like you got $5 to play, fine. That's the way to get started. It didn't used to be that low. I'll just tell you that. Put in the $5, they'll give you 50. They'll give you 50 to play. So you can't just withdraw the 50 right away. You got to actually play it, but it's yours. There are no other strings attached, nothing like that. $5, they're handing you $50. So essentially, this is a 10-to-1 match. It's not a 1-to-1 match. It's a 10-to-1 match, and that's what you can play there. So make sure that you go on to PrizePicks right now. Use the code 5, F-I-V-E. They're making it easier for everybody to give this a shot. So that's what we want to recommend to you. We'll tell you again at the end of the show. Before we go forward, though, with that, or get to that at the end of this, I do want to talk about some props for the Olympics. I've had a good run here the past couple of days, so I want to continue this. We want to make sure that we direct you to the Kevin Durant prop. Likely he's going to start in this game, I would think, after what he did in the last game, 22 points coming off the bench in just the first half alone. They've got his prop down from 15 to 10.5. So sometimes they lower these props. You can only play them up to $25. But I cleared the bar with the Wemby prop today because they lowered that one from 22.5 down to 16.5. They're lowering this one from 15 to 10.5. David, feels like kind of a no-brainer. What else do you see on the board?
Yeah, you got to play it, obviously. They're giving you the next 3 hours to get that in. I mean, LeBron, 6 assists. I think that seems, within reason. He's going to want to get a lot of these other guys involved, obviously, offensively, and just take some of the workload overall. Other than that, maybe Steph Curry, 12.5 points.
Yeah, I like the Steph 12.5 points. Feel like he's going to be more involved. I also, a couple other props I like on the board here. Played Jose Alvarado over in the last game. Puerto Rico's very reliant on him, and they're trying to stay in the tournament. He's at 19 against Serbia. Yeah. I like that prop a lot. I got caught playing the Bogdanovich props against the U.S. Against Puerto Rico, though, I would look at them. He was not particularly efficient in the last game, but you can see 2.5 3-pointers made. I would probably play that over. And I like Jokic over 9.5 rebounds against Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is small. And again, I feel, again, Serbia needs that game. If they don't win that game, they're not getting out of that draw. So I'm going to go over 9.5 rebounds on Jokic. I actually like that better than the assists for him in that game. I feel like he'll be closer to the basket to take advantage of it. And I only see Embiid. David, the only one I see is half a block shot. Is anything else up there for him? I would play him under.
Yeah, I would go maybe under 10 points.
Yes, I would go under 10 points. In fact, I would go under 10 points. I feel like they're moving away from him right now. And honestly, against South Sudan, a lot of athletes. We saw that in the game that they played against them in the qualifying. Well, not the qualifying, but kind of the warm-up games. I don't think you can play Embiid. I think you're going to play a lot of AD. He only played 17 minutes in the last game.
Yeah, I like AD much better on the bigs because he can move. They're going to want to run. I mean, the only chance they have to really make it even semi-competitive for a while is just to kind of just run out there and get some easy baskets. Maybe get a little bit aggressive defensively and get a couple of cheap ones.
Yeah, I agree with you. And U.S. is not going to be caught on this one. Like they're going to be ready for this game as opposed to what happened the last time. But I just, again, I feel like Embiid services are not really necessary in a lot of this. In a lot of these games. So I'm going to stay away from it, stay away from Embiid or play him under in these games. Anything else you like before we move forward here?
Oh, well, there was some good MLB stuff. Up on the board, they went up to Durant with something out. No, the glass now strikeout is over, but you look at a lot of these hitter fantasy scores, particularly like on Bobby Witt. You're getting some good value here, half a hit. He's been really hot lately. I like Max Scherzer. over
Mhm.
5 strikeouts. You got Patrick Corbin, who's kind of been up and down lately, but I mean, this Goblin's real friendly. And I feel like you just, with these Goblin plays, you could stack 2 of them with one of those tacos and get a pretty low risk entry in there. You're not going to get the same return, but I feel like just the value is there just to kind of build your bankroll on some of these plays. If you're mixing and matching sports, you may not be so comfortable with some of the Olympic style and
Mhm.
familiarity with the teams. The playing times in some of these matchups is going to be, you look at like somebody like Devin Booker who's only at 8.5 points. Some of these guys are a toss up in
Right.
terms of, obviously the Olympic basketball. So I've been kind of going with the steady Goblins on the MLB strikeout side. Seem to be getting a lot of pretty good value on those. They seem to really come in under some favorable totals a lot of times.
All right, so give this a shot. Again, all you need is $5 and the code 5. That's it. 5 and 5. We make it easy for you. Use the code 5 FIVE. Get on board. They're going to hand you $50 and then spread it around. Play $25 if you want on the Durant prop. We talk about we don't know who's going to score for the U.S. Durant's going to score. That's
10 and a
to me.
half
That's
is going to score.
right. He's going to score. He's going to get double digits. I'm confident in that. All right, so check it out. Use the code 5. We'll be back before some of the other matchups later this week. Again, you can play MMA, MLB. It's all on there. So check it out at prizepicks.com.